I was in Los Angeles, California.
You were training a dog?
I was training a dog of the actor's name is Josh Gad. He was in a Pixel movie with Adam Sandler. Frozen was one of his major roles, like voice acting. He's doing Spaceballs too now. They had a puppy that needed training.
Now you're really leveraging your abilities.
Yeah.
You know, you have a talent. It's definitely providing something that makes an impact, and people feel like, okay, this has made a better relationship with my dog. You're a bit of the dog whisperer a little bit.
Yeah.
Having a beer with Fred is really about getting to people's passion and what makes them tick. Having a beer and having honest, frank, clear conversation that inspires our audience is what it's about. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah. Back at it.
So we met December 26th, 2024. We've gotten to know each other really well in a short
25.
No, it was December.
It was.
So it's
it was before. Yeah.
Here we are today,
Yep.
and we're at the Shipyard Tasting Room in Portland, Maine, 27 Hancock Street, which is, we met in Florida at Treasure Island. I've gotten to know you really well and gotten to know Caitlin LaBelle really well, which I had known her dad over the years from LaBelle, Hammerman, Mike, and it's amazing how quickly you can get to know people and then not necessarily know everything about about the person. I mean, we've worked together professionally. You have a great talent with technology and video, but more importantly, you're a bit of the dog whisperer a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about dog wear and care and where it is right now and how we've started it. You know, there's a lot of energy that goes into starting a company. This show is about entrepreneurship. It's about working together. And you and Caitlin have been working, and there are different individual projects from prior businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So bring me up to speed. I know you've got some exciting things going on. You did it.
Yes. There's a bunch of stuff. I mean, just to get caught up this summer, I was in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I was working with
Not Lewiston, Auburn. That was Los Angeles.
Yeah, Los Angeles. Where is that? Lewiston Arbor?
Lewiston, Auburn.
I was like
Bob Marley.
It's not one of the bootleg towns like that has like a name from like Paris, Maine.
Yeah. No,
do you guys have a Mexico here? A Mexico, Maine?
Mexico,
Heard about it.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I was in Los Angeles, California.
Well, you grew up in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. So it was good.
And you have family in Mexico, the country.
Mexico, the country, but my family is in LA mostly, so I got to visit them and spend time with them this summer, and that was really good.
And you can say why you were training a dog.
I was training a dog of the actor's name is Josh Gad.
Yeah,
and he's an awesome actor, really good comedian. And it was great working with them. They had a puppy that needed training, and you know it's crazy because the puppy. It's all specific to like how it is inside the home and everything.
Yeah,
it's a Chihuahua.
Yeah,
and they always just come with like
a Chihuahua.
They come with the Chihuahua like energy, you know. But he's mixed with like.
Do you speak Spanish?
He spoke. I taught him. Now he does. He went back to his roots now. But no, it has a mix of pinchers. So pinchers are known to be a little bit more tenacious and like a little bit bitey and stuff. Yeah. So I had that. Anyway, we ended up doing really well with him. I ended up making some good content for our businesses. And
you're going to be able to show that, maybe show this.
I will
link it into.
Well, I will be able to show. Yes, I'll be able to show. I'm going to make like a YouTube channel of
he has a degree of privacy that he wants to maintain. The family
with him and I think I'll do a follow up with Josh and see if I can do like almost like an interview with him, the style of what do you think about the dog training? What
are some of the things he's been on so our audience can more?
Man, so many things. I mean, my favorite stuff is like the Adam Sandler movie. He was in a Pixel movie with Adam Sandler. Like, just a bunch of great movies. Like Frozen was one of his major roles, like voice acting. Yeah, he's doing Spaceballs too now.
Nice,
which is a great movie that they're bringing back from back in the day. Yeah, so he's a really great guy, but also like a really good like. Client as well. A client that like cares and wants to learn about how to train their dog properly. So
what's exciting about that, we met in Florida. You've done a lot of work in LA California because you grew up there.
Yep.
Your dad, you told me, was an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. He was worked with metals and would do special projects for high-end homes out there a lot. And so you got a little bit of entrepreneurial bug.
Yep.
And now you've started your own business. You used to work with Cesar Millan, and then you're now got your own business with Dog Wear and Care, as well as you've got your own business on the side, kind of doing projects with media.
Yep.
Can you talk about that, the other side job?
Yeah. I mean, one of them was working for you.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah, and working with you, I would say too, is a better way of putting it. Because you already had your media thing going,
yeah.
and I just came in and helped out where I could. The podcast game, which we're actually doing now, and thank you, Ben, for filming today.
Yeah.
And all the work that Ben does too. You have a good team of people doing stuff, and the podcasting was a great thing that I could bring to the table because I had already produced podcasts. Right. I'm actually producing 3. This would be like 4. I'm basically like a handful. It's like 5 of them producing, and they're all doing well. They all have like different parts of their trajectory right now.
Yeah.
You're in like a more early part of it.
So my part, which is I'm learning, right, with everybody.
Yeah.
We've got different groups that are doing their part. You're part of that. But the biggest thing I'm trying to do is because as an entrepreneur, I've got my real estate world with Harborview Properties and doing real estate deals and different brokers like with Frank Curran. We've got Dog Wear and Care, which is a new startup business that I'm trying to help with that has overflowed into a real estate deal in Falmouth, Maine, at the Smith Farm, which you guys are getting very involved in that. And then I've got the beer business and selling beer, which is really, like to say what I'm passionate about. And, we've created this brand Shipyard over the last 33 years. And now we've got Ice Pick, and we've got, we're doing this county whiskey, and we got Captain Eli soda, and we've got all these other brands we want to grow and interface with. And one thing I like about what you've been interested in doing, because you are going to be going back to Florida, you'll be creating your business, Bill Berman, also be able to, when we're at Treasure Island, be able to keep the connection to our brands and keep that going. We've got other technology you can use to keep that growing. But today, it's amazing. I've said this before. It's very tough to grow a brand, but it's a lot easier today to do it than it was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, because you can use technology. We can have interviews with people from all over the world. We can bring them to life. And every day it seems to get more innovative and creative. So the key is really to do it. You have to engage. You have to dive in. So right now, let's talk a little bit about Smith Farm.
Yeah.
When you see that property and you see what's happening,
what I see is just so much like opportunity, so much opportunity. It's an old plot of land, old building and stuff like that, but it has so much like character to it. And I think that through us bringing the dog community and event space, and like there's so many things that we can do, especially with all your brands that you have going on. I'm really excited for it. It's, as far as dog venue right now, it doesn't seem like it, or it doesn't look like it, but the idea is to go high end with it, but still homey, like warm as well, because that's what that place like kind of brings to the table. But yeah, it's sitting on, what is it, an acre? It's right next to a pond. It has a great barn. It has a great house.
Well, and it's got great history. It's always been Smith Farm, the old Smith Farm. Yeah. And, at the end of the day, a lot of people put a lot of energy in, even though it's been at times shut down completely, and then recently been opened, and people have had weddings there. They had, we had an event there that I was at, actually my birthday party, and guy came up and he was, I don't know, he's close to 80. I used to bartend back here in the 50s. And I remember as a little kid going in the basement in the kitchen.
Wow. The kitchen was down there.
Yeah, downstairs in the basement, which, so, and it's, different people have given a lot of energy to it. And now your involvement and energy will be, keep it going, bring it to another level.
Well, the exciting thing is we have the, what is it called? An event coming up on Sunday.
Right.
This will come out after, but our first event is a sound bath for dogs and for humans. So the idea there.
What's a sound bath?
So sound bath is where they play bowls, and each bowl kind of like represents like a vibration within your own body. It's like the chakras and stuff like that. So it kind of sounds a little like, what do they call it? Like,
yeah, it's a spiritual.
Spiritual thing. Yeah, but it really does matter within the dog world, because we operate with energy, and the dogs can feel that. Yeah. So when we get there, we're going to walk the dogs, and we're going to see how they're kind of like a little bit in disorder, dismay. Yeah. And then we'll do sound bath. We'll do like it's almost like a meditative thing, but with frequency and sound. And then we'll go for another walk, and we'll be able to show the before and after with video.
You're really a dog whisperer. You're going to use this sound.
Yeah, but this is all stuff we've learned from like Caesar and other people that practice.
But unique to this area.
Very unique. I mean, this is, unique, like rare, no, a little more rare to find stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not a common thing to pair the two, but we would like to do yoga with dogs, sound bath with dogs, like anything that you feel spiritual, we want to connect it with the dog world because they all tie into each other.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, so we're excited for that.
Yeah. Well, I think at the end of the day, it's definitely providing something that makes an impact, and people feel like, okay, this has made a better relationship with my dog, made the dog better, made dog. So the hope is to do that. It's not an easy thing to do, is it?
Right. No.
You know, because there's so many factors that play into training a dog and making it work better.
Well, one of my favorite things is being able to get to know people. The real thing that I feel like I do in sessions, and I've been thinking about this a lot more lately, is like, how do I connect with the person to get them to understand what I'm trying to teach to them?
Yeah.
Right? Like just how we teach dog psychology to the dog the way that it needs to learn. I try to teach people the way that it seems that they need to learn, but I also get to ask certain questions that most people won't ask, which is like, how was your childhood? You know, what did you grow up with? And they'll be able to say like, well, you know, I was a little nervous about dogs. And then that will help me with, okay, now I get it why when your dog shows you teeth, you get nervous, and it empowers him. So yeah, it's the human aspect of it is really, really cool. And I think that here in Maine, it's going to be a cool spot to bring this, you know, this new type of energy, or new information, I should say, information to the.
Well, and I know you want to develop a relationship in the Tampa Bay area as well, because you've fallen in love with that area. We didn't get a chance to talk, and I've kind of stepped out of the middle of it, but I know you were looking at a property down there. Mm-hmm. Have you been able to take any more action on that?
Yeah, we had a conversation about it. He knew that I have a master real estate agent or master real estate behind me talking in my ear, but I told him straight up, I was like, yeah, I have guidance and I want to see if there's anything we could do. The thing is, we would have to rebuild, remodel, and it's in a really good area. We also have the Smith Farm situation happening here. So
it's a lot at one time.
It's a lot at one time, but I think that you and I had a conversation about it, and I think that it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And that's the key.
Well, it's tough.
Myself up.
I mean, when we talk entrepreneurs, you talk about location, the pressure of keeping persistence going. But at the same time, I would say timing, is another thing. And you got to really make sure you can handle both. But I think you could, because you want to. Want to. There's an interest there.
Right.
So hopefully you guys will be able to come to an agreement that works for you.
Definitely.
I think everybody involved knows their own ideas, limitations, and the circumstances. So hopefully we won't get too far into that. But so the idea of what you want to create, you're at a point where you can take directions, like how, and some of that relates to where you guys are at personally. You know what I mean? Like you personally, how much energy do you want to put into creating more locations?
Yeah.
How much do you want to just sort of build your life so that you have a foundation, your personal life, your professional life, and how the balance of that works? I think over the years, finding balance for me has been very difficult because I might like to take on more than you should and create, I've failed a bunch of times, and it's because I probably took on too much at one time. That being said, I've had enough things that have turned out good that have kind of, kept balance. But I've had some huge losses. And when I look back, it probably related to the fact that maybe I had too much going on and made a decision and didn't really look close enough and said, okay, how do I deal with that? But I always like when you own the real estate, if you can control the real estate and you got in at a fair price, real estate will take care of itself. As long as you have a use for it or a vision for it, time is the enemy and the advantage.
Yeah.
Because if so like now you're looking at this opportunities, both of them, the key really is, does it fit into your personal life? Does it fit into your business plan? And if that's the case, a lot of times things line up, and then you got to decide if you want to bring outside money in.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to do it on your own? How all these things work.
Yeah.
And those are the tough discussions.
Yeah.
Tough, but you have a unique, I've seen you have a unique kind of balance and calm of, okay, it's going to work out.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times people will overthink or get nervous or egos. And so that's all in the future. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Where do you think that comes from for you to take on so much?
I think it was my ADD. Maybe I never knew I had. I never knew I had all these things. But I think I like the energy.
A lot of things.
And when I get in a quiet room and by myself, I gotta go. I gotta leave.
You start.
Some people like to sit in a room and read, and I need noise. I need activity. Maybe it's because I grew up in a 5 kids in the family, or ran this veterans home, and my mother had a phone for the business and a phone for the, and that was crazy.
So it's a little bit like your mom, kind of.
Or my mom and my dad had that energy as well, but they spent all their money on their kids, or my dad had a little bit of a gambling issue. So, but the funny thing is, I've lost more money in business, and my dad ever lost gambling.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's a gamble,
Yeah, it is.
So like he used to like to say, at least I got to run for my money. I feel like, why did you? But he won and he lost. But the reality is, in business, you win, you lose. So absolutely. As long as you have enough, acorns stored up, or you got enough leverage points to, at different times I've had to reborrow against property and leverage things. When you start now, you're really leveraging your abilities.
Yeah.
You have a talent, you're leveraging that. You're helping me, I'm helping you.
Yeah, I'm still young to the game,
Right?
I'm in a sense, you have.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of things going on.
When I was 36, we started Shipyard.
Right.
But I was fortunate enough and lucky enough on a timing basis to get into real estate at a young age. And I think, at 36, if you buy a piece of property today, it'll be paid for in your 50s, as long as it works.
Absolutely.
And life is life. With technology today, we could all live to be 150. I don't know, 120. Who knows?
No, I like that though, because you did it at 36. I'm feeling like I'm at that point where I'm stepping into the big leagues in a sense. So even if it is just starting into the big leagues.
No, but you're playing at a level. I mean, your customer base is unique. You have another relationship. I don't know if you can talk about it in Fort Lauderdale.
I mean, so many. I could talk about a couple of different things. Like the media thing is one part of it. This Fort Lauderdale connection is media, and it could turn into dog stuff as well. It's like a premier dog boarding facility.
Can you say what it is?
Yeah, it's called Country and Pet Resort, and that's in Davie, Florida. And Caesar also does events there and stuff like that. But my friend Heido actually set me up with that account. He used to service that account, and he moved on to do other things. And he said, if you're coming to Florida, come. They need help. They need work done there for video stuff. One of the things that excites me about them actually is that they're doing staff training videos.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of that. It's that so many cool videos that you can make to train the staff, and that they don't have to repeat the same thing.
Well, yeah. And I think, that's so critical. That's something we should do more of too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But, well, listen, it's a beautiful day in Portland, Maine. We'll go enjoy, and we're going to use some of your skills to talk to Alan Burkett.
Let's do it.
Who's our sales guy. He's his own sales guy, creating an independent contractor business throughout the country of selling beverages.
That'll be a good talk. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.